Hey, what it do? Welcome to the level, high level nerd channel. I'm new to this, sorry. And not sober, neither should you be. Hopefully you spark something up before watching this because we're about to go on a trip. As for this episode, I am continuing the Halloween franchise in celebration of it being October and of the new Halloween movie coming out, Halloween Kills, coming out October 15th. Um, I am continuing my review with Halloween 2, which this movie, like I literally just finished watching it, and this movie just it's it's not the first. It it doesn't really much try to be because it's not like Michael Myers on a path to get well, he is on a path to get to her, but like it's more it almost seems more supernatural in this one that it starts to get that Michael Myers is not he's not human, which Dr. Loomis says multiple times in this movie. But yes, let's let's get into this because yes, this movie was only just an hour and 30 minutes. Halloween 2 came out 1981, 2 years after the first one, and it actually takes place literally right after the first one. Like I wasn't like I did some research into this, not a lot. I'm still finding out new stuff myself, but I did like I assume they reshot some stuff, like her talking to the kids, Tommy and the other girl, and telling them to go across the street, all that, and then Dr. Loomis shooting Michael and him falling again. I don't know if they reshot all that. It kind of looks like they did. I mean, it doesn't look like it'll be hard to reshoot all that, because it looked like it was done from like different angles, unless they done that before. But who knows? I feel like they were given a much more amount of money in this one as opposed to the first one, considering the first one must have, it blew up like crazy. So, with that being said, like the second one, they they they're like, yes, give us more of that. Give us Michael Myers. He's the next big thing. But I mean, I enjoyed it because yes, I like Michael Myers, and this also was by Tony Morgan. Oh, what was his name? Tony Morgan for more. Dude who's Michael Myers, aka the Shape, is what they refer to him as because in the movie, well, yeah, like they didn't like to call him just Michael Myers wasn't you know like a thing for them to just say him that, so they always called him the Shape. Um, which he was always that figure that was just standing around, so he just fits it. But but yeah, no, this movie, yeah, like other than Michael Myers being one of my favorite parts of like this movie, is also the music and the score, and I enjoyed it in this one. It was good, but it's it was hardly much of the original. They basically did like a remix of it. It was more fast paced. Um, and it didn't. It did. It's the fact that it was fast paced. Maybe it was like the original was more slower, and I felt like that made it more a little scarier. There was some other parts when Michael Myers is like on the move, and you hear like it's almost like a drum, like someone's hitting like a big drum, and then it's like Michael Myers getting closer. So when it's doing the dun 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 dun, and they done that in the first one, and in this one they were doing it too, and I was like, yes, that one they hardly touched. That one's very much the same, and yeah, and that one was very good. I I really enjoyed that one, but the rest of the music was just it's still a hit. It's still a hit. I still enjoyed it. You know, there was more parts of this movie that I liked that I enjoyed more. Um, cause first of all, they actually had an actual song in this movie this time. The Sandman, Mr. Sandman. Yes, I am. Only time I mean, it probably played in other movies, but only other time I heard that song was in Back to the Future. But yes, this song, and I think we hear it in future Halloween movies too. But it was played in this song in the opening, and it was just, it was just, it was just like, it, it didn't really feel much like a scary song at first, and I hardly, I mean, I feel like I should look more into it. And I probably will as to why they chose this song. Like I get it, like what you can't sleep. You know, I guess that's why they did it for this one because I guess Lori was like they tried to put her to sleep and she really couldn't. And yeah, and I guess that's maybe why they put that song. But yeah, now getting into it, yeah, Lori. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis coming back, and this would be not the last time we see her, but the last time we'll see her for a while. Um, yes, because getting into the next couple movies, they don't really bring her back until the 20th anniversary, I think. But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis comes back, and she and somehow she is good for someone who does not talk throughout this movie. She barely has a couple of lines, although she barely has. I would say she barely has much people to talk to, but she does. But it's very quick. Her interactions with the people she has at this hospital that somehow doesn't have enough people. And I get it. It could be a small town, whatever. And I've had this discussion before with my sister because I've seen this movie before, and she's noticed it too. That yes, why is there not enough people in this hospital? And that is so true. Cause like, where are they? But and I get it. It's it's a horror movie, and I'm personally, I don't really like hospitals that much. They get me a little nervous. I get a little freaked out by them. So the fact to be in a deserted hospital would be very scary to me. Like to me, the whole hospital part of it, like at the part where like Michael was already there killing people, it really, really just it gave me very, very like like the horror vibes, like being scared again. And now that we're into like, oh, we established Michael and all this, and the first movie doing really good, they're probably like, you know what? Do you want the second one to be? even better. So they increased the kill count. And I don't know if I got this right because, and someone please comment if you, like, I, I mean, I've only seen this movie a few times. I only watch it mostly during October. But I couldn't understand that one person that I think Michael killed, I'm not sure, was, I think his name was Jimmy, the one that was in the car with Laurie Strode. He passed out, head was on the wheel, horn goes off. I mean, he was talking right before that happened. I think he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you out of here," and then just and I was like, "Wait, did he die or did he like faint or some shit?" Because they never went. I assume he did die because he never went back to it. And yeah, and if that's included, then yes, Michael Myers killed 10 people in this movie. 10 people. And I don't know if I'll be able to get to all of them. Some of them were just very quick. Some were off screen, like like the only doctor that was in that hospital. He killed them off screen. Um, and another nurse that he killed that was very. And that's the thing. Michael Myers was getting very clever now with his kills in this. It wasn't just stabbing or choking, which he did do in this movie. The first girl that he sees as soon as he escapes after being shot, which who knows how he did survive that. This explains that he is not truly human. That what Dr. Loomis is saying is true, that he is pure evil. The eyes of evil, not even the devil, just pure entity of evil. And he and the thing I'll get into it, but he talks more about how evil Michael is. But yes, Michael kills, the these kills are getting much more like clever. But he killed that nurse, which I thought was very crazy that he even did off screen, because to see him do it on screen would be very like weird for him to set it up. Was that he had the nurse on the table strapped up. He had a, a needle injected into her vein with the tube out, and the blood was just coming out, and the floor was just covered in blood, which doesn't look like real blood, by the way. And this is something that I can notice very well. I feel like of how good blood will look in a movie. Not that I've experienced seeing real blood. It's just, well, especially with this movie, like you could tell it is bright red. It is so bright red, this blood, and it is never that bright red. Like they were given like a bucket of blood and were like, "Yo, just go crazy with it." But whatever. But it was a crazy off-kill death scene with the doctor. And he did it only once in the first one, but then again, he only killed like 3 people in the first one. He killed like 10 here, including a brutal death that I consider he did was the woman in the hot tub jacuzzi. He just drowned her in that, and I was looking at her face, and I was like, what's like that on her face? It almost like white, and like her skin was just burning off. And when he dropped on the ground, you see her skin all bubbly, and I was like, oh my goodness, that was a that was a first brutal kill that I've seen. Um, but yeah, like this just shows that Michael Myers is just always like he is a force. Like that's what Dr. Loomis was saying in this movie more. That and the thing they showed like a little flashback that showed like, a young Michael Myers. I don't know if it was the same kid. No, it wouldn't be the same kid from the first one. Could have been a little bit older, showing him inside the hospital. And apparently they show Laurie's mom and her dad, which I never thought they did show them, but I guess they did. But I think that might have been a flashback too. But yeah, um, but yeah, I mean, it's just every other kill Michael has done. I mean, there was one. I mean, I was hard because I was taking notes this time when I watched this movie. So most times I wasn't always watching the screen, and sometimes I was hearing nothing but silence. And then when I looked at the screen, I realized it was too late. I did rewind it, rewind it. I did rewind it for this, but when I realized it was too late, that he already killed the dude that was in a hot was in a hot jacuzzi with the girl, that he already killed him, like behind her while the girl was like getting, just cleaning herself or whatever, or drying herself off. And I was like, oh my god, like I didn't even like that's like he did a death like it was almost off camera if you don't look at it, but like yes, he just strangled him and you don't hear nothing from it, and then he does the most brutal kill by burning the chick right after that, and it's just insane. Um, it's weird to go back to the beginning, but I just wanted to mention because I didn't mention it in the first one that the opening shows the pumpkin just glowing in the first one, and then the second one, I think it looked like it went inside the pumpkin. You see like a skull inside of it or something like that, and I really like that. That becomes very that becomes like a very traditional thing that the movie does later on. Uh, they start doing other crazy things with the pumpkin. I think just because I remember them doing something new with that the most recent one that came out. Um, but yeah, I mean Michael just goes to town on these people. Like most of the other kills is always his classic kill with the stabby, just stabbing people, and yeah, and it was good. It it still took place in Haddonfield, but mostly in the hospital. They did show some scenes back in the town. They finally showed the cop reacting to his daughter dying, which was Laurie's friend, which was crazy for them. I think they brought back those actresses just to play dead. I guess, which is I don't know. I don't, like that's just interesting to me. But I think that yeah, and they showed that, and like we got like closure with that, and we finally found out that Dr. Loomis finds out that Laurie is Michael's sister, which he never really like. We never thought like yeah, he never found that out in the first one, and and it's like it's like it's like the second one was almost needed because we never really got closure in that first one, and it was not much of a horror like not even so much of a horror like with the monster being undead, but like with just answers, like you would have been like, oh, why was Dr. Loomis saying always wondering why Michael was after her or was just killing random teenagers? But now that he knows that Lori was his sister, that he knows that she will always be the source and he will always go after. Um, but yeah, and Donald Planet, Donald Pleasance, bad, so bad with names. He does it again. He truly does it. He the way he goes on this monologue about Michael Myers again is so interesting and it's like it really helps you like understand like what he's saying and almost that he's right. Especially seeing how many times Michael Myers takes a bullet in this movie and still lives. Michael Myers truly is immortal, and Donald Pleasance is giving us the answers, saying that evil just contained this boy. Like at one point, he had no consciousness. He doesn't think. He doesn't act or anything like not like act, but like he just does what he does. Michael Myers is like truly evil. Like that evil just went in him. Like he said, it was waiting. It was something waiting to be hatched, like an egg, and it's like and that egg was like evil, and it was like and it finally took over him, and it finally like made him be this monster that's just out into the world that truly can't be stopped. Not in the most simplest ways that you think you can. Like even Donald Pleasance thought he stopped them, which we're supposed to think that he is dead at this one, and I don't know where this fits. Like, because I don't want to get ahead, but the third one, not so much connects with this one. And the fourth one, I don't know if it continues from the second or it's trying to continue from the first, as if the second one never happened. But we'll get to it. But yeah, it's a wild one. It's truly Michael. He goes on a rampage with the kills. You know, it's a good movie. It's a good one. It definitely. I don't want to say it's not better than the first one because I personally really enjoyed the first one, and the second one, it just it helps gives it's more like an epilogue to the first one. I don't really see it more as like, oh, you can watch this by yourself. You can't, because it's like a straight up sequel, because it literally continues off from the first one, even with a little bit of the first one, then just goes into the second one. But but I think this movie is just it's good. It's a good, if you want to know the how it all ends basically. And and of course it is good because it's written by John Carpenter, and Deborah Hill once again came back for this, because even though they came back to write it, they did not direct it. It was actually directed by Rick Rosenthal, and I'm sorry if I butcher that name, which he's done a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Still does stuff to, even up to like since like the last like 10 years. But uh I see now that he did one episode of Greek, which I like to watch, back on the ABC Family. He's done a lot of episodes. He's directed a lot of episodes of shows, like Beauty and the Beast. I'm just going down the thing now. One episode of Greek, 7 episodes of Smallville, Flash Gordon, Veronica Mars, just one episode. Um, Most of this, I mean, I wouldn't know if some of these would be like horror stuff for him to be like. He will do future Halloween movies. I'll say that now. Um, he's done Buffy the Vampire. He's done 2 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so that's a little in there of Halloween slash horror, I guess. Monsters, stuff like that. Fantasy Island. I don't know what that is, but it feels like it could probably be in the wheelhouse. Um, The Witches of Eastwick. It's a movie, TV movie, back in '92. Could be something. Uh, yeah, and yeah, I feel like the more I go down, it just goes down to the beginning. So yeah, I mean, those are the stuff he ends up doing. But Halloween 2, this movie was his first movie, his first film that he ever directed, I think. Now that I see these years, they were going in order. Yes, Halloween 2 was his first movie. I'm learning just as you guys are. Would you look at that? We're learning together. And he did do one episode of Secrets of Midland Heights. One episode of that in the same year. And then someone must have saw that Secrets of Midland Heights. I guess someone saw that one episode. It was like, yo, have this guy direct Halloween 2, or maybe he wanted to. There's probably a story behind that, which I probably should have looked into. I mostly just want to see the stuff that he did, because I thought that would help him to do this movie. But now that I see those are stuff that he ends up doing after Halloween 2. So I guess Halloween 2 was good enough for him to direct those episodes. Like, of course, like they were like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They were like, oh, he did Halloween 2. Have this guy direct a couple episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I think there was only like 2 episodes, but still. And yeah, and then he He directed future Halloween, a Halloween movie, a future Halloween movie, and yeah, for him to do Smallville. I mean, for all we know, most of the episodes that he ended up doing were probably like very Halloweenish or like horror-ish type stuff. So yeah, I mean, he did good. He did good. He was a good director. I don't know if it was by choice or not. I had to assume, John Carpenter had a lot of say in this movie. I bet this time, and was probably given a lot more amount of money. But yes, it's a good movie. I enjoy it. Of course, I recommend it, especially if you enjoyed the first one. But I give this a 7 out of 10. That's how it is. 7 out of 10. Um, that's not bad though, because honestly, it is still. I like it because there is more kills. I like it when Michael does do more kills, and I don't mind him doing some interesting kills as long as it's not so insane and just very like savagey, you know? Not like he's not a serial killer. He's an entity of evil. And once again, he in this movie he kills his victims and puts them on display for others to see to build up the fear in them. That he doesn't do so much of the following. He does a little bit of like stalking around. You see a shadowy figure around, and yeah, I still got the horror feeling from Michael Myers' presence. I got the horror feeling of him being around and me just being like, oh my god, run away, everyone, get away from him. And Laurie being so much more helpless. She just, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, she did it even without even talking. You see the fear in her face. She played being so fearful, like it wasn't like the first movie of a babysitter just being afraid in the town and then overcoming that fear, which she kind of did a little bit in this one. Not like that, but like she was more prepared, like her faking her being in the bed and the pillows, which we know Michael Myers was straight up gonna kill her. Like he just like he no hesitation that time. But yeah, but those times he almost could have got her. Like she went through a window one time and he almost could have got her, and he was going like swinging like this, and I'm like, dude, you're like a giant. Like I get it, but it was the movie. It was the times back then, but it was good. It was good. Like I said, that's the score. It is. Watch it, enjoy it, and yeah, that's that's as best what you're gonna get from a movie that came out in 1981. At this point now, yeah, first Halloween in the '80s, and many more to come. So yeah, I mean, that's about it I could say. Nothing much more other than it's another Halloween movie, but a good one too. But I hope this review was helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you share your thoughts about it or share anything new that I missed because I love all the new facts. Um, because that's what we gotta do in this community. We gotta share, man. We gotta explore. Um, but yes, I hope you enjoy this. I definitely enjoy this. I enjoyed watching this again. Um, and yes, please explain that kid dying in the car with his head on the steering wheel because I can't understand that. Next time I will review Halloween 3. Pray for me on that one. I will do that and I will have that up as soon as I can. I can't predict any future things, but yes, that will happen. Um, please like this. Please, I would say subscribe, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna do my best to stay. you know, to keep on going as much as I can. But yeah, like, subscribe, I guess, if you want. Uh, spread the love. That's all we gotta do out here. Um, and yeah, follow me, High Level Nerd. You see it, you read it. High Level with two eyes, because we always up there. And yeah, just if you want to find out more about me, see what I'm about, see what I do, see what I does. So yeah, and be good out there. This has been the High Level channel, and keep doing you, peeps. Stay frosty.